Hey guys, welcome back to the Fantasy Football Astrology channel. Here you are. Here I am. We're going to break it down once again. Week 1, breakout candidates. I've got some coaching though. I got to get this coaching out to you guys. Really important, it's cool stuff, I think. All right, I'm in there. I'm grinding my gears. There's always somebody, right? There's always somebody who's going to emerge. Who's it gonna be, man? And I think I've got a pretty good idea. I've been doing this for a long time, this fantasy football, and I'm always able to get these guys before they emerge, and I'm ready. I'm starting to see the field clearly. Guys, Khalil Herbert. Get your hands on Khalil Herbert as soon as you can. If he's on your waivers, great. If you're a David Montgomery owner, what are you doing? David Montgomery is toast. Sorry, guys. I know. It's tough, man. The ADP lies to us. It tells us to draft David Montgomery in the 3rd, 4th round, and are we crazy? You do that only if you couldn't get Khalil Herbert. Now, my league mates didn't do that. What was he thinking, man? I'm going to go get Khalil. I'm going to trade. I didn't get Khalil Herbert. I couldn't get him. But Khalil Herbert averages 0.4 more yards a carry. That's almost a half a yard a carry more. And he had over 100 attempts last year. There's talks coming out of Chicago. Matt Eberfluss. So these guys are saying, we don't even have a plan for David Montgomery. We don't even know where he fits in our offense. They like Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert's a Taurus. Okay, Eberfluss is a Taurus Gemini. He's getting closer to Gemini. So it's hard to tell whether Eberfluss is really going to choose Khalil Herbert on an astrology basis. Montgomery's a Gemini, so he's right in between Montgomery and Herbert. But guys, Justin Fields, they're not building around Justin Fields. They don't like Justin Fields. Justin Fields' throwing motion looks like Tim Tebow. They want to run the ball. Okay, I've been doing this strategy. If the backup running back has more yards a carry than the starter, they're going to start using the backup running back. Okay? It works like clockwork. So go out there. Make a creative trade for Khalil Herbert if you have to. Okay, I got a guy in my league. Says he wants Drake London. Okay, well, you want Drake London. Okay, we'll package Drake London with one of your little bit lesser value receivers, and then I'll throw Khalil Herbert in there, and I'll scoop up a league-winning running back for basically nothing, okay? You can do it. Have fun with it, guys. Khalil Herbert, though, he's a league winner, man. I'm telling you. I really like it. Moving on, though. We got to move on. Sell DeAndre Swift. I know, guys. Oh, God, we spent a 2nd-round pick on him. I'm a Detroit fan, so I've seen this one coming for a long time. I haven't been getting any DeAndre Swift, guys. I'm not going to get any DeAndre Swift this year. In fact, if you're an owner, I'm saying you need to sell him before it becomes painfully obvious that he's just not the guy. Hard Knocks. If you're watching Hard Knocks on HBO, Deuce Staley. Right? Who's Deuce Staley? He's the running backs coach from the Eagles. He's a north and south, tough, thick, heavy runner. DeAndre Swift isn't that. He's been yelling at DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift doesn't look like he likes it. Okay, guys? That's what we're dealing with DeAndre Swift. It doesn't look good. And here's a little extra tidbit with DeAndre Swift. Jamal Williams, he's okay. But there's the 3rd guy in their running back, Craig Williams. He's looked like the star for a long time. So I think last year he was averaging 11 yards a carry in one of the games. He is a tough north and south runner. He's a Deuce Staley guy. He's a Dan Campbell guy. He's a blue collar guy. He's a Detroit guy. Look out for Craig Reynolds this year, guys. I'm not saying he's going to be getting any attention, but the moment DeAndre Swift starts getting replaced by Jamal Williams, get your hands on Craig Reynolds. He's really the one, okay? That's what I got for you. Just a little coaching there. Now let's get into the week 1 breakouts, guys. I've been scouring once again. I got some new players. I just want to throw in your attention. I really do like AJ Green, guys. this week, okay? We don't know if Zach Ertz is going to be available this week. A.J. Green, we know Hopkins is out. We know Kyler Murray likes his big, tall possession receivers near the goal line. A.J. Green in a shootout versus Kansas City could be a high-scoring game. Remember, Kansas City also has 7 rookies they drafted on defense, okay? Trent McDuffie, I think his name is. McDuffie, he's questionable. They're supposedly starting rookie cornerback. Even if he plays, A.J. Green's pretty savvy. They're playing any zone. A.J. Green will probably pick them apart. So I like A.J. Green to break out for week 1. Remember, he's lower on this list than these other guys because we know even if he breaks out, he's not going to have that much value because we know Hopkins is coming back. So just maybe a kind of a start for just this week. You can always try to trade him out. I want trade bait. I want to fool my league mates with a week 1 breakout guy and then do a nice trade for one of these higher ADP players, okay? Julio Jones, once again, you probably can find him on your waiver wire, guys. Last time an Aquarius joined Tom Brady was Randy Moss, okay? And they tore the league apart. They broke all the records. That's what's going on. Aquarius and Leo is just like, like Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill. It's polar opposite chemistry. They attract like magnets. We love Aquarius, Leo. Tom Brady and Randy Moss already proved. And Tom Brady came on record saying Julio Jones is really easy to have chemistry with. Wow, what do you know? Speaking astrology. Yeah, I wonder if he knows that he has really good astrology with Julio, okay? Russell Gage is also an Aquarius. We think he's going to play week 1. But still, I like Julio. Dallas is a tough matchup. We'll see how it goes. Godwin will be coming back at some point, so he's lower on the list for these reasons. Number 2, guys, I'm really amped up about this Mecole Hardman. I know he's got, what do they call, the blocks for hands or whatever. But I have a little theory I've been playing with. We saw this last year in San Francisco with Trent Sherfield and Ayuk, both Pisces, that once the same energy gets already established in that environment, nature no longer has the vacuum or the need for the expression of that. So Mecole Hardman with Tyreek there, he could never be the deep ball threat. He could never be the big playmaker because Tyreek was already doing it in the way that Pisces does those things, right? Patrick Mahomes already had his complement. He already had his polar opposite that he would look to, okay? But now with Tyreek gone, now Mecole Hardman has the most experience with Patrick Mahomes, more than Marquez Valdes-Scantling, more than Juju Smith-Schuster. Okay, he knows the playbook, the coaches, the quarterback, the locker room, the environment, the city. He has more experience than all of those guys. He's got a high draft pick. They want to make something out of Mecole. All right? Mecole, he's not just a week 1 breakout. I see him as an entire season-long breakout. So if you can, I'm choosing Mecole over Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Guys, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, 49% catch rate from Aaron Rodgers. That's bad. I don't know why Rodgers could not hit him for whatever reason it was. Really bad catch rate. Sure, he had high yards per catch, but still, 49% catch rate, really low target share. They did pay Marquez Valdes-Scantling, so it is a debatable situation. But for my money, Mecole's a little cheaper. I like Mecole Hardman a lot, okay? Moving on to my number 1 guy, Sammy Watkins. Oh my gosh, guys. There are so many. I have to pull up my phone. I have to pull up all the points that I made. And let me tell you, I did not want to include Sammy Watkins as number 1. Okay? There's just, I just didn't want to do it. But there's so many positive signs pointing to Sammy Watkins right now that I couldn't ignore it, okay? Let's just look at him, all right? Alan Lazard is out, but probably. I'm just gonna say he's doubtful. I know he says questionable everywhere you look, but I'm gonna say doubtful. Okay. Why am I saying that? Is because LaFleur was non-committal about his week 1 status. Most of these guys, they ask the coach, what's going to happen? Oh, I expect him to be there. Not LaFleur. He's not expecting him to be here. Maybe he's playing it close to the vest, but Lazard was off to the side on the practice, just running, trying to run back and forth. We don't know what his injury is, okay? Check this out. LaFleur and Watkins have already worked together in 2017. That was Sammy Watkins. He had more touchdowns per reception than any season in his career working with LaFleur, okay? That's a pretty encouraging sign. Also, LaFleur is saying Sammy Watkins hasn't lost a step, guys. You know that really amazing athlete that came out 2017, what is that? Nearly 5 years ago. Guys, Sammy Watkins is only 29. He just turned 29. He's a Gemini, which brings me to my next point. Jordy Nelson was a Gemini. One of Aaron Rodgers' most beloved targets was a Gemini. Go figure. Polar opposite chemistry. Just like Randy Moss and Tom Brady. Just like Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. Okay, these polar opposites, the saying is they attract like magnets, okay? So that's what we have with Sammy Watkins. Wonderful astrology. He's a notorious week 1 monster. Guys, I found this statistic amazing. The last 3 years, Sammy Watkins had his best game of the entire season, week 1. He had more yards than any other week in week 1 for the last 3 years straight. That's uncanny, okay? Check this out. Everything around Sammy Watkins is positive talk, okay? He says, I know he's realized he's had to come to Jesus. He says, I know my career isn't what it was supposed to be, what I expected it to be, mainly because I haven't been healthy, right? And he knows how to stay healthy now. He's been injured so much. He knows he has to stay within a certain weight range. So he knows he has a plan, and Rodgers is talking it up, saying, oh, yeah, Sammy wants to revive his career, and we want to help him do that. Okay, he's already playing into that really good compatible astrology energy. And so Rodgers says, I don't care about the rookies. I don't care about the potential. I want the production. And he's saying Sammy Watkins is making a lot of plays in practice, okay? One more really good point. They're playing Minnesota at Minnesota. Last year, Rodgers had his best game of the entire season versus Minnesota in Minnesota. It doesn't get better than that. Week 1 breakout candidate, man, if I'm putting my money on it, it's Sammy Watkins.